Sarah had always wondered about her husband's family history, and in a moment of curiosity, she decided to secretly test his DNA. Little did she know that her actions would set off a chain of events that would turn their lives upside down. She anxiously awaited the results, but that soon turned to impatience. The website had read that the results would be online in an hour after delivery and processing. She had done her research too. She wanted to ensure they wouldn't misuse the sample she had sent. The fear of misuse had almost stopped her from going through with her plan. Sarah's husband, Lyle, had always been secretive about his family and their history. He had a large family, but she had only met his parents a handful of times. Even when she had finally met them, she never actually got the opportunity to speak to them. Sarah had tried to see them or initiate contact, but every time she tried, she got shut down by Lyle. Sarah eventually decided it wasn't worth the fight and continued on. It would have continued if it hadn't been for the myriad letters Lyle started to receive. All of them were handwritten in cursive lettering, all of them by different family members. Sarah wanted to know what they were about, but Lyle wouldn't let her in on his secrets. However, this only increased Sarah's curiosity. She found it strange that after 15 years of marriage, he would be so secretive toward her. Instead of waiting for her husband's permission, she decided to take matters into her own hands. She decided on a DNA test. However, he couldn't know about it and especially needed to stay clueless about why she was doing it. But luckily, Sarah's husband was not exactly the best at cleaning up after himself. She had no problem collecting some of his hair. And now she was just anxiously waiting for the DNA profile. Time started to become more of a problem, and having waited for 5 hours herself now, she decided to call the lab to ask how things were progressing. At first, the woman answering the phone was really helpful and surprised that she had not gotten a call with the results. But when she found Sarah's submission in the system, her tone quickly changed. The woman told Sarah that they were having some issues with the DNA and that they would have the results back to her as soon as possible. For now, she just let it go and started working on dinner for when Lyle would return home. But just like the DNA test results, Lyle did not come home on time that day. Sarah had sent him multiple messages at this point and even tried to call him twice. He was already 2 hours late and she had still not heard anything from him. It was like her husband had vanished into thin air. Suddenly, the test results did not matter one bit to Sarah anymore. But what she did not know was that these very test results were the whole reason why Lyle had not come home yet. When she got out of bed the next morning, Sarah immediately tried to come up with a plan of how to approach today. Lyle had still not returned home or sent a single message to her. She could only fear the worst at this point and did not want to waste a second. Then she was suddenly interrupted by a knock on the door and Sarah's heart immediately skipped a beat. Sarah swung open the front door with tears nearly rolling down her cheeks. She was stunned into silence when she saw that there were actually a couple of police officers waiting for her there. Before they even got a chance to explain themselves, Sarah already knew that this had to have something to do with her husband. They wanted to know if he was home. When Sarah explained to them that Lyle had not come home after work yesterday and that she was actually just about to report him missing, the expression on the faces of the officers quickly changed. They turned around and told Sarah that she had to come to the station with him. She asked the officer driving her multiple times what was going on, but the man was not answering any of her questions. Sarah sat in the dimly lit interrogation room, her anxiety mounting with each passing minute. Her imagination wandered, conjuring up countless unsettling scenarios, leaving her with an unbearable sense of foreboding. A heavy silence lingered in the room, broken by the officer's revelation. With a measured tone, they began to unveil the layers of deception that had shrouded Lyle's past. Sarah listened, her heart sinking with each revelation. It was as if a curtain had been drawn back, revealing a side of her husband she had never known. The mention of the DNA report ignited a fervent curiosity within Sarah. She longed to glimpse its contents, to unravel the mysteries it held. The officers' patience wore thin, and they resorted to threats and a drastic ultimatum. Their voices grew stern as they painted a dire picture of what awaited Sarah if she refused to cooperate. In the midst of mounting pressure, Sarah and the officers began crafting a risky plan. With trembling hands, Sarah composed a text message to Lyle, her heart pounding with each keystroke, as she conveyed the distressing news of her arrest and the looming punishment she was meant to face. 2 agonizing days passed while Sarah remained in a holding cell, trapped in a state of uncertainty. The insurmountable wall of secrecy surrounding the case left Sarah feeling trapped in a nightmarish limbo. The police remained tight-lipped, and the lab's refusal to divulge any details reinforced the notion that she was caught in a web of mysteries with no easy escape. On the 3rd day of Sarah's confinement, just when despair threatened to consume her entirely, an unexpected turn of events shattered the bleak monotony. Lyle, her husband, stumbled into the police station's reception area. Lyle's disheveled appearance was a stark contrast to the man Sarah knew. The shock of Lyle's arrival was short-lived as the officers immediately arrested him. It was a jarring moment as they handcuffed him, seemingly unfazed by Sarah's presence. Amid the charged atmosphere, an unspoken ultimatum lingered in the air. The officers' determination to uncover the truth clashed with Lyle's resolve to protect Sarah. His defenses, slowly crumbling, began to offer a reluctant revelation. He confessed to a past that had haunted him for years, a past he had kept hidden from Sarah to protect her. As Lyle's revelation unfolded, Sarah was met with a shocking family connection that left her stunned. The pieces of the puzzle started to fall into place, shedding light on the enigmatic letters and Lyle's secretive past. Lyle's revelation delved into the dark secrets of his mafia family. He confessed to being born into a life of crime, where loyalty meant everything. The family had once been a powerful force in New York, but Lyle had made the painful decision to escape that life. His determination to shield Sarah from the dangerous truth had led him to years of hiding and deception. In a surprising twist, Lyle revealed that his family had recently reached out to him. The letters Sarah had seen were their attempts at reconciliation. As Lyle's story unfolded, the police's plan to use him to catch his family began to unravel. Lyle had no idea where his family was, and their intentions for reconciliation had muddied the waters. Lyle's family had sent him a letter, revealing their forgiveness and understanding for his decision to leave their criminal life behind. Lyle shared the contents with Sarah, who was moved by the unexpected forgiveness and reconciliation that seemed within reach. Yet, with the failed police attempt and the forgiveness of Lyle's family, Sarah and Lyle found themselves with the freedom to rebuild their lives. As they stepped out of the police station, they embarked on a new chapter, determined to leave the shadows of the past behind and embrace the freedom to shape their own destiny.